Hey guys, I'm here to talk about Inuyashiki, that is from the fall season of 2017, and I'm here with my friend Duncan.
Hey guys.
Still. And this is my favorite anime of the season, in my honest opinion. Magus is Bride is definitely a close second, but Inuyashiki 100% is my favorite series.
Oh yeah.
Also, spoilers, if you still haven't watched the first episode I've done of this of HM Magus Bride, there were spoilers in this. We are on episode 4 of Inuyashiki of the recording of this. So just to let you know, there you go. Watch those episodes.
Yep.
But with Inuyashiki, it has a very, very, very interesting plot. Like even when I read it on AnyChart, I was like, that is interesting as hell. Like, it's like a guy who, like, first of all, in the first episode, like you just feel for Inuyashiki. He is such a sad life.
It's an emotional roller coaster.
It is an emotional roller coaster.
It almost sets up a completely different story from the get-go, and then slams you with another story, which that could either go really, really bad or really, really well, because it does make the series very, very unique. You're really not going to see that many out there like Inuyashiki.
From what we've seen, it is an amazing series.
For one, I would definitely agree. And you said this is your favorite of the season.
Yeah.
So I still like Magus' Bride more, but again, Inuyashiki is a close second, and also my brother actually he thinks that this is his favorite of the season. So currently you have like 2-1.
It's a strong fight.
It's a strong fight. Either
I think on Mal it's like really close to like being rated as 8. I think it's like
almost
7.9.
Yeah, I can check that for you right now. Inuyashiki is currently at a 7.99. Now for Mal ratings, you can take them with a grain of salt, whatever you want.
Yeah,
because
I mean, like this Pengu, who's at like an 8.
The Mal system it's just you either take it or you leave it. Usually, if something is like a 9, you can take if something is a 9, it made it there because it mattered. If it's an 8, it's usually pretty strong. But again, sometimes
7s or 50s.
With an 8, you might get something like Pingu.
Yeah.
Where it just got.
But that one's like you can tell it's a joke. That one you can tell it's a joke.
I just logged on to Mal one day.
With 7s,
and Pingu was number 3 on Mal.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I wondered if anime was just broken by that point.
Yeah. Okay, let's get off of this topic and get back to Inuyashiki. But with the first episode, to refresher, like we see this guy, sad life. I mean, he bought his own land, which is pretty freaking amazing. And he looks like he's like 80, and he's like 50.
Yeah, he's only like 50. Yeah, he's only like 56 on.
Yeah, and
he says he's 58. He's 58.
Yeah, and he looks like he's 80. So there's that, and then we learn that he has cancer and all this type of shit. And
none of his family cares about him.
Yeah, and like he's the sweetest guy ever. Like
he takes in this dog off of the street.
Yeah,
who can hate a guy like that?
Yeah, and
and also just interjecting real quick, when he moves into the house and none of his family gives a damn about what he did to get this place. Yeah. The scene that really sold it for me is when they all just went out to Chinese. And they didn't invite him.
Yeah, it was like, we'll just let you unpack for us.
Yeah, this guy who looks like he's 80 years old, and he's clearly very weak, and they know this.
Like, yeah, they know he has back problems, and yet he's like, they still make him unpack.
And they leave him there for him to order Chinese by himself. I felt so bad for him there.
Yeah, it was so sad. It was like, what the hell?
Yeah, I know a lot of people may be disappointed that it kind of went off of the road for this series, but just that alone is enough to catch my attention.
I have heard that they did increase the pace a little bit. They went through the chapters a little quick for episode 1. I do know that.
Yeah.
And I mean, still though, it's still a really, really good episode in my opinion. But yeah, like I do understand. Like if I really think about it, it's like a lot did happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually just want to point out real quick, I just really did like that first episode because a lot of people have said, oh, why didn't they just stick to one theme? Why did they just show us the sad story of an old man and then change it to a story about something completely else? But
I think it's because, like, if it's just a story of a sad man at the beginning, no one's going to like it.
Well, it's just going to be really depressing overall, but at the same time...
Because it would put off a lot of people. It was like we didn't see anything.
I don't know if you ever... Like, I don't know if you ever follow Mother's Basement on YouTube, but he made a really good video on the art of a first episode. And one of the things he points out is the oh shit factor, where the shit kind of hits the fan, and you see that in a lot of really good first episodes, like with Attack on Titan, or this is just to add on to what I'm saying, but also with R.T.O, which I'm drawing a comparison there because it's very similar. You get presented with this very interesting story, this very this story where it grips you, and then it hits you with a completely different story. And that's very much what we're seeing with Inuyashiki. Although, hopefully it goes better with Inuyashiki than it did with R.T.O.
Yeah. But, like, moving on to the second episode, if you, like, you know, in the first episode we see that 2 people died from the alien crash, which is never explained ever again. I mean, I think that's just, like, the MacGuffin of the thing.
I don't think it's really that important.
Yeah. It just moves the story along.
It's just more like a plot device, because they want to, the core premise of this series is really, you take these, this guy, and
who has good morals,
and you give him godlike powers.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? That's because they don't need to focus on the alien aspect because we don't care.
I honestly don't care.
That's not the focus of the story. It's more of what's going to happen now.
And like what way they use the powers.
Yeah.
Like the other guy who died, R.T.O, I forgot his name. The teenager, he is a psychopath. I mean, legitimately.
Sociopath, psychopath. He's absolutely nuts. Huh?
Yeah. But I mean, like, everyone's like, oh, he's messed up because of all this power. It's like, no, he's probably been messed up all his life, and now he has the power to do it.
Yeah, it's not. It's less of a. I think this is less of a story so far of power. There are tons of stories out there where someone gets introduced to a bunch of power, and then the story is absolute power corrupts absolutely. But I don't think this is really what this story is going for. It's more of you present 2 completely different people who are similar, who are basically 2 sides of the same coin. They're very similar in some ways, but they're also very, very different in others. They're almost like, and then you present them both in the same situation, and you wonder how are they going to handle it. And it's very interesting to see how they handle the use of their power in completely different ways.
Yeah. I mean, like, with R.T.O, he made a game of killing people where he would just go to a random street, spin around with his eyes closed, and then go, "You're the one."
Yeah.
And he just started killing people. And like with one of the deaths, which was super gruesome, is he killed the dad, and then the baby got drowned by the dad.
Yeah, the little kid. That was messed up.
That was really messed up.
I mean, I knew this was a seinen, but jeez.
And then with the girl, the high school girl that comes in, he doesn't give a fuck about what's happening for her. He's like, we're talking here, and we were talking about One Piece.
We were talking about One Piece?
Yeah, and it's like, continue.
That's more important.
Yeah, continue. And it's like...
honestly, I feel like that's exactly what I would do if I was in his position. Because I could talk about One Piece just about all day. But, I mean, just R.T.O in general, as a villain, I really like his character, because R.T.O just gives off this real school shooter vibe to me, which I think is a villain that you don't see too often. We've seen plenty of villains that are just evil for the sake of evil, or they're just absolutely insane, and R.T.O is definitely mentally messed up, but he captures this specific kind of mental illness to me that you would see in somebody who would just go on an absolute rampage, and that's what kind of I find just really interesting about me. He looks like a school shooter, and he just kind of acts like one too, because he's completely apathetic. Also, in episode 3, he just actually he does go completely school shooter.
There was that thing where he's like, I only care about people I know personally. Like, I don't care if a stranger dies. Like, that's his ideology. As long as you're his friend or like you know him personally, he treats you well.
He treated other people he doesn't really know dying the same way he would treat a character from like a manga dying or something like that.
I feel like he would care more about a manga.
Because
we see him read a manga and he cries.
I agree, but I'm pretty sure that was something that he said. It's like, I would care less about some random stranger dying than I would from a manga.
Yeah.
And I could see what he means by that.
But, I mean, like, in the opening, let's get into the with the opening, let's look in depth about it. there was a scene where he was hugging, I suppose it's his mom. Like
I think that's his mom. Yeah.
Probably. And it's like, for sure it's his mom that he cares about the most. And like, there's probably gonna be something about it where like something bad happens to his mom or something like that, and
Yeah.
it just goes on a rampage.
Can I just say, even if this is my second favorite series of the season, this is my favorite opening of the season.
The opening's really good.
I love the opening to the season.
Yeah,
It gets me pumped,
really good.
but also I could already see a lot of different connections forming from the opening. So clearly, Hiro, he cares about the people that are close to him, like probably his family,
Yeah,
and also
and his friends.
and also his friend.
But now his friend's gone. Now
Before
he's
his
dead.
friend ditched him. But
Yeah.
he cares about those that are close to him. He's more apathetic. He's apathetic to those who he doesn't know, and I can already see a bunch of different things happening based on the opening. Because I'm pretty sure his friend is going to be helping out Inuyashiki from the way it seems in the opening. Because we have the friend is walking beside Inuyashiki and like talking to them. I'm wondering if he's going to somehow discover Inuyashiki's power, and he's going to ask him to take down his friend because his friend knows.
You do see in the opening that, you know, the past friend of Hiro is hanging out with Inuyashiki.
Yeah, because he clearly doesn't agree with what he's doing, but for now, he's not doing anything because he can't. There's nothing he can do against him because even the U.S. military can't take down Hiro.
No,
he's basically a god.
He's a god.
At some point in the series, he's going to meet Inuyashiki, and he's probably going to figure out Inuyashiki's power, and then he's going to try to help him take down Hiro. That's the role I see him playing in the series.
It is interesting how Hiro is able to figure out how to use his powers so quickly because he's probably been thinking about like, oh, if I could do this, oh man, that would be great.
Yeah,
it's all that type of stuff.
He's just been testing.
Where with, like,
he's been testing his powers.
Yeah, with Inuyashiki, he's just like, I had to sing Astro Boy's opening to fly. It was like,
I thought that was really cool.
That was
scene.
awesome. Really funny scene. It was like Astro Boy to the rescue.
Really funny, but really cool. I really, I mean, this series is basically Astro Boy versus the Terminator.
I know, but like we see like some of the capabilities that these powers can have. Like he said, like, oh, I can make U.S. missiles hit China without breaking a sweat. He was like,
he can become a millionaire and draw all the money out of an ATM machine.
Yeah. He
can hack just about anything. He can shoot people without a trace.
Yeah, from like 20 miles away.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's a god. He's basically a god. Same thing with Inuyashiki. Inuyashiki doesn't have much experience yet, but he's quickly learning.
I do like with Inuyashiki, they stay true to what he is. Like, he's a guy who's probably never fought in his entire life.
Yeah.
And you can see that in his fighting.
Yes,
like,
yes.
In that episode where it was the gangs going up at the guy with the taxi, he was fighting in like fucking like in the 1960s.
He wasn't even making a fist.
No, he was like his palms were open.
Yeah, he was like just kind of pushing them aside.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because
he has godlike
he's
strength.
Invincible. He can do anything.
But I do find that
wants.
interesting. Is like, what if he did have like fighting skill?
I mean, if I felt like I ever got into a fight, I would know absolutely nothing of what to do.
Yeah.
And then you put yourself in the shoes of this 58-year-old man who looks like he's 80, yeah?
Yeah.
And who's probably never gone in a fight in his entire life. I can completely understand why he moves the way that he does, and I like that they added that attention to detail with him.
And then there's that thing where everyone still is questioning about with the eyeball that pops up at the back of his head whenever he passes out from like any too much damage or like something like you know, it's like, is he able to maybe figure out how to control that later in his life? Who knows? But like whenever he's unconscious, he just does something that he still would do like by his mortality.
Yeah.
Like
So far, the machinery has not betrayed him to an extent. Everything that he's kind of needed to do, he's been able to do, except when the family died and he couldn't save them because he couldn't. They were long gone dead. But the machinery like hasn't acted in a way that he hasn't intended to. I don't know if it's going to because
that would be interesting.
That would be interesting because I'm wondering if at some point in the series we're going to see a change in both of them, where maybe, just maybe, Inuyashiki might realize his powers might be doing more harm than good, and Hiro might find a different reason to using his powers other than just simply going on killing sprees and doing whatever the fuck he wants. I could easily see the story progressing in some way like that. It would, but again, I don't know. Manga readers, I could be completely wrong on that, but I do want to see where the series goes.
I would like to see if he would ever try to hack into, Inuyashiki.
Maybe
if he learns.
Yeah,
that he's a robot.
maybe use his powers for something that aren't completely ethical, because so far everything that Inuyashiki has done has been pretty black or white in terms of morality. He's gone after horrible criminals. He's exposed people's identities. He also has made sure not to kill anybody.
Yeah.
So, he's got the no-kill rule going for him. But I'm wondering if at some point, because this is written by the same guy who wrote Gantz, and Gantz is super dark. So I'm wondering if at some point he's going to be faced with a moral dilemma where he can't simply do what he needs to, and maybe the technology will betray him. And I'm wondering if they're going to do the same thing with Hiro, because if that does happen with Inuyashiki, then something is going to happen with Hiro that maybe brings him into maybe not necessarily a more justified light, but also a more understandable lighting. Maybe he might find a reason to care about some more people. I feel like that's something that might happen as the story progresses.
There's another thing with, especially with Inuyashiki, we see that he needs to drink a lot of water to sustain his abilities, I guess. And it's which is interesting, which is why, because we don't see Hiro ever, doing anything like that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because he knows about it, but it's why is it, a liquid needs to be put into this thing for fuel or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I think it's still in the first episode where it's we see him drink a shit ton of water out of nowhere, and then I guess actual food he doesn't need, because we see it splattered all over the wall.
There is a lot of steam that comes off of him when he's using his powers, so he's probably got to have some sort of source of fuel.
It could be cooling. I don't know. It depends.
Cooling, fuel. I don't know how the technology works, but
yeah.
I don't even know if that's necessarily as important, but who knows? This series could go in a million different directions, but that's also kind of what I like about it. This series is very unique, it stands out, and also just the opening alone has got my vote for it being a great series.
It is a good series. Another thing I want to talk about is with the opening, we see the two balls, the red ball and the blue ball.
Yeah.
And is that their brains? Is that what
is that their identity?
Yeah.
Because their entire bodies were completely destroyed,
yeah,
and they had to be rebuilt.
Yeah, because when you look inside the head, there's no brain.
There is no
there's
brain.
There's that small thing.
It's like a mechanical ball.
Yeah, so
sort.
it's
And I'm wondering, because Inuyashiki and Hiro, they basically they do the things they do not just because it aligns with their morality, but also because, in a way, they're both trying to make sure that they're still alive. If you have your body completely destroyed and then rebuilt, you might think, am I even myself anymore? How can I affirm that I'm even human? Because they're not really human anymore, but they're finding their humanity and their identity through the actions they do. Inuyashiki.
It is kind of messed up where Hiro is oh, I feel alive when I kill people. It's that's messed up.
That's sort of how Hiro finds his humanity. He finds some sort of sick pleasure in doing these horrible things, whereas Inuyashiki is the complete opposite. He finds his emotions and his humanity in helping others. That's where you see, how these are opposites. They're two sides of the same coin, meaning that they're in similar situations, but they approach the situations in completely different ways. And I find that very interesting. I love stories that do that with their protagonist and antagonist.
With episode 4, we learn that there are limitations to what he can do. He cannot bring the dead back to life. That is the number one thing.
He can bring the recently deceased back to life.
But that's using legit CPR.
Legit CPR.
That's different.
That is different because.
So that we've learned that it's not to that power as he is God. Well, there is limitations.
It's not like you'll see Inuyashiki rewinding time, JoJo's Bizarre. Or stopping time, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure style. No, it's nothing that crazy, but you will.
It is crazy because probably he can, cure cancer and all that.
Oh yeah, I mean, he basically still has the powers of a god, but he can't he can't mess with reality. He can't just rewrite the laws of physics.
Yeah.
That's what I mean when I say his god powers aren't that extensive.
And like, as we said, like he doesn't kill within episode 4. It's the Yuzuka clan. I think that's how it's said.
Yakuza?
Yeah, Yakuza. There we go. I don't know much about them. But with the Yakuza clan, I mean, he paralyzes and blinds everyone there. Like, everyone there he paralyzes.
That was pretty impressive.
And when I saw that, I thought they all died. But
I thought they were all dead at first, too.
Yeah, and we see, he does his monologue. It was like, you now have all the time you can get to think about what you did.
I think that was a very fitting punishment for them.
And like honestly, it's a punishment worse than death because they can't get it over with. They can't even kill themselves.
Yeah,
anymore.
because that really tall Yakuza guy, he was just a straight up asshole.
Yeah.
He was like that opening of the fourth episode was
the first
edgy.
5 minutes were like so edgy.
Yeah.
But like it really explains like this guy's a bad guy. This guy's an asshole.
It really does give off that feeling of we got these really horrible people, and now we get catharsis for watching them get taken down. And there's definitely a lot of appeal to see that in the series, and there are lots of different series that do that. You'll see that in a lot of different series where you'll just have this ridiculously evil guy, and then they get their comeuppance, and that's what they were going for there. And sometimes that can fall flat, but I don't think that's the case with this series.
I don't think so. What else do I want to say? It's just, I don't know. I found it.
Can we talk about the dog real quick?
The dog, yeah. It's like no one cares about. It's like it's just there.
I like the dog though.
It's a cute dog.
It is. That's what it's.
It's the only thing that loves him.
That's why I love it so much. A dog is man's best friend. Truly.
Yeah, I love dogs.
I'm a huge dog person.
I'm a big dog person.
I've grown up with dogs. I have a dog at home. They will love you no matter what. So
like a cat.
I thought that was a nice little touch they added in there to Inuyashiki. If anybody's gonna love him, it's a dog, and the dog's adorable.
Yeah.
Who can hate the dog?
Yeah. But then there's also the thing was like, what's gonna happen to Inuyashiki? Because he messed with the Yuzuka clan. You know, like.
Isn't the entire Yakuza clan basically dead now though?
I doubt it. 100%.
Well, there were a lot. Even so, he surely
he really got a good portion.
He got a good portion of them.
But like, I'm pretty sure like the top dogs, they're still alive and they're still good. And it's like we're gonna fuck with this person.
Well, if somebody's going to go after him, the real danger isn't to him; it's to his family. Huh?
Yeah, and 100%. So it's like we see in the opening where the family's just in this like garbage land waste area, where it's like it's like that's probably what's gonna happen. It's like a lot of shit's gonna happen. And a lot of bad stuff's gonna happen.
I'm pretty sure that the stuff that happened with the Yakuza clan is gonna end up on the news, and this is going to have some sort of reaction that's gonna come back to hurt Inuyashiki. Maybe, just maybe, this might actually go back to Hiro, because I want to see more of Hiro. He wasn't in the last episode.
Yeah.
And maybe he'll like, that must have been the work of that guy I met. I'm wondering if he's gonna do something about that, although I don't think he will.
Like maybe he connects it in some way.
He'll probably know that was him, but I don't know if he's actually going to do anything about that. I feel like if anybody is going to like really hurt Inuyashiki's family, I think it would be Hiro, because he's definitely the one who could definitely do it. Even if the Yakuza came in and stormed his house, Inuyashiki could stop him.
Yeah.
The person that he can't stop is Hiro. Because not only does Hiro have the same powers as him, Hiro's more experienced using them. He's a killing machine. There's a shot from the opening where you see all of these faces burning in a fire.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if that's the work of Hiro.
That's probably it.
And I don't know if he's going to go for their family or if he's just going to kill a lot of innocent people. Eventually, they're going to have to clash.
Yeah. Which obviously, like in the opening, it shows like them fighting, and that's probably gonna be like the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Which is, I think the series is 13 episodes.
Actually,
unfortunately, no, it's 10 episodes, right?
11.
11, yeah.
Unfortunately, it's only 11. That really disappointed me.
That's really disappointing.
When that question mark was up on Now, I had the hope that it would go for like 24 episodes, but now. Not only is it not 12, it's 11.
Yeah.
I wanted to see at least 12.
But yeah, like the last episode, at least like the last 2 episodes, it's gonna be that fight.
I mean, hey, at least it's better than than Konosuba, which only got 10.
Yeah,
So
Konosuba is like, I should get more.
yeah, I really wanted to see more from that show, but hey, Inuyashiki has at least got one more than them.
Yeah. But that's like, I don't know. That's another thing is like, you know, with a lot of animes, it's like should I get 12 episodes or should I get more? It's all like how should I pace it?
It's really more just about where's the best place for the series to end.
Yeah.
That's what I think matters the most.
I think that's why it's 11.
That's probably, I kind of
agree. Like the way they're pacing it, maybe they're just pacing it to that fight.
If they end it at a really weird point, I am going to be incredibly disappointed because if they were going to end it at a weird point, at least give it the full 12.
Yes.
But I feel like it is at 11 because that's just the best place to end it. Otherwise, they're just going to have to fill it with filler.
And I don't know. Who knows?
We'll probably talk about filler more when we get to one of the other shows we're discussing.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I think that's it I want to talk about Inuyashiki.
Yeah,
it's a really good show. You should watch it.
It's not Inuyasha.
Inuyashiki.
It's Inuyashiki.
Yeah.
There's this distinct difference there.
Yeah. But we are at 4 episodes of the recording of this, and it's really good.
You can watch it on Amazon if you're really concerned about watching it legally, although we all know how Amazon's annual policy really is.
Yeah. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If there's another series you want us to talk about, put it in the comments, and maybe we'll talk about it.